Hello, Gunpla fans. It is Speedball Har, and today for you, my friends, I have for you a very special return to the channel in this case, and a special exclusive look at the entry grade Rx-93 New Gundam Luminous Frame Image version. And before I say any more, I want to take a quick second to say thank you to Crow-sama, in this case, for selling me this kit for a very good deal and such like that. And of course, what you're wanting to know is where did this new Gundam come from, if you are wondering. Well, simply put, this was a special collab release with Bandai and the brand Heart Co. It is a brand that worked with Bandai to give us this very interesting and very not rare, but not oftenly seen new Gundam recolor, because of course the name Luminescence Psycho Frame is supposed to represent the variant of the new Gundam when, if you've seen the movie of course, see the moment when the new Gundam is harnessing the Psycho Frame technology within itself and turns this greenish color, as you can see here. And it's really nice because the plastic here really pulls out the green tone for sure, with metallic coloring and so forth. And in fact, a fun little tidbit, this kit's new color scheme really is fun to play with neon lighting. I've tried it with it, and it's given me some really fun images. I will probably share those as well later on, or on my standard post site of my channel, so you can see them, my friends, and such like that. And now, of course, back to this. And yes, as you can see, this is a very cool exclusive variant, my friend. It comes with this very nice box art you can see behind it. It's actually an interesting box art too, because as you can see, not only does it have this handle section, but real quick, it actually comes with this backdrop piece here, which of course, if you cut out, you can display the new Gundam on, like you see right there in the corner there. And it's really fun. I mean, this picture here is really cool to see. I like it. And it's just really cool to see a Gunpla box with a handle. That's fun. I mean, normal cases when we get something like that, it's usually of a kit that's like, like $300. But yeah, no, this one's case, it's definitely not that. But this is a fun variant to play around with. And of course, if you've seen the new Gundam or the entry grade variations of it, it is an interesting kit. Yes, it is an entry grade, of course, as mentioned, but so far I have not seen or have had any issues with the entry grade's flaws, which is the joint loosening and such like that. So far I haven't had that issue. In fact, I've noticed that my this specific version has a tighter ball joint setup in the shoulder here than my FF new Gundam had. So it's actually pretty nice. I like that. I don't know if it's like the plastic quality deal, the injection plastic setup. I don't know. It's one of the two, but it's a really nice setup to play around with and so forth. And as you can see, the details on this kit is fun to play with. Very new, accurate to the anime design, of course. And with the added decals that you can play around with, it is really nice too, of course. And as you can see, even other small sections are in the right colors. And of course, if you add a little touch of paint, it really brings out the new Gundam's new variation color. And which is definitely something I recommend if you pick this version up, of course, because it brings out all the nice details this kit has. And yes, this is still based off of the standard entry grade new Gundam. So as you can of course see, it comes with the standard loadout of weapons, the standard rifle, and of course the shield, and the beam saber handle, of course. Now, no, unfortunately, you do not get any beam saber effects, which is pretty much a common thing with most new entry grades, honestly. But you also do not get the funnel parts, unfortunately, sorry. But if you happen to have a high grade version, yes, you can add those parts onto this version if you wanted. So yes, real quick, let's go into some articulation. You can go full 360 with the shoulder setup. You can go about that far, like that. Let's see. You can go that far with the elbow. Of course, the shield, of course, has a ball joint of its own, so you can spin it around if you wanted. The hand is on a ball joint, so it's just simple, normal, that kind of deal. You can go full 360 this way as well. And as for like an ab crunch, if you were wondering, yes, it does have one, as you can see. And as for like waist-wise, due to the armor, you can, well, I mean, if you adjusted it up a little, you can probably go through full 360, but otherwise you just got this pretty much as a swivel kind of deal. And as for the head itself, you can go forward and backwards with no problem. Though do note the white section here can be pulled out if you jiggle around too much, just a heads up. And as for the legs, as you can see, due to the back skirt being, doesn't move, you can't go much that way, but you can, of course, still do the leg bend about that far. And of course, with the skirts moved, you can go about that far. And do note, like any entry grade, the front skirt armor is one solid piece, but if you cut the middle section out and just leave the ball sections on the skirt, you can reattach it with no problem. And as you can see, it stays on pretty well, no problem, which is a fun little helpful tip if you're wondering. And as for the feet, as you can see, forward and backwards with no problem. And you can even pull them down if you want and such like that. Now, as for any additional parts, accessories, and so forth, none. Actually, this is it. Everything you see on this entry grade is pretty much the standard loadout. And pretty much no leftovers, pretty much, as you can see. And it's fine. I mean, that's just pretty much the standard new Gundam. It's supposed to be like this. And the cool color scheme really brings it out, so it's nice. And so forth. So yeah, it's a pretty simple entry grade, but a fun one still to build, like I've already mentioned in my previous review. And if you're wondering, of course, for size comparisons, real quick, here is its big brother, the RX-78 entry grade, and while still being the same Gundam, yep, the new Gundam is still way taller than its older brother. But why don't we take a look at his twin, the FF1-1 remake of the entry grade new Gundam FF statue version. And as you can see, they're pretty much the same height, just of course the difference with the accessories, of course, and the of course color schemes, which is really cool to have these two together. I do like that kind of idea. I mean, it's literally like this is the standard version. Of course, this version is the power up gimmick mode kind of deal, so it's really cool to have them together like that. It's just fun ideas. And lastly, of course, since we're talking about the new Gundam, we of course have to compare him with his old friend, the Sazabi. Now, yes, note, this is not the standard Sazabi I'm showing you. This is a third-party variation I picked up a long time ago. But I still like it to have with my new Gundams, and it's just really cool to have them like this, the classic battle between Char and Amuro kind of deal. So yes, as you can see, the sizes are still about the same, though the Sazabi here is a little bit taller, just a little bit. So yeah, wow, that is a pretty quick review for you, my friends. And lastly, yes, would I recommend the Luminescence entry grade variation? I mean, I could definitely say sure, but you do have to understand this is not a standard retail kind of release deal, so it will be a bit tricky to come across. I mean, I got lucky, so there's that. But I mean, and unfortunately, to my knowledge, there aren't that many Gunpla variations of the new Gundam in the cycle frame colors outside of the Verka, from what I remember. So I mean, there aren't too many variants to pick from. And if you're just looking for a more simpler version, I could say sure. I mean, as long as you can get this for a very good deal, I could definitely say yeah. I mean, it is an entry grade, so yes, it does have the flaws. But I mean, I still think entry grades are a fun kit line to play around with, and they've given us a fair number of fun exclusive color variants to play around with that even the high grades don't even get. So I mean, I definitely could say sure, if you can get this at a good deal, sure, why not? I think it's a fun version to play around with, and if you happen to have other new Gundam collections or Sazabis or any other UC kits you want that could be really fun to display with this, I'd say definitely for sure. I mean, especially with all like the G-base side F color variations that we've been getting lately of like the aftermath colors of the Jagans, the GMs, and so forth. Yeah, that would be an awesome display. Have this like in the middle, and you have the those other ones I mentioned just a second ago, displayed with it. I think that'd be a pretty cool idea, don't you? So yes, that is it for today, my friends. I thank you always for coming. I hope you're, of course, enjoying your hobby, and I will gladly see everyone next time. See you all later.